This week, possibly one of my favourite cars of all time, the new Cadillac LYRIQ. It's been a long time since Cadillac's been in Australia, and it evokes memories of big 50s barges and the 70s Eldorado and the 80s, what was that, the Seville. Cadillac's still going strong, but now it's converted to doing a lot of SUVs. The Escalade, for example, it's a big old chunk of metal, and they're doing one of those now in EV form as well. But all of the Qs, so the LYRIQ, the Vestic, I forget what their names are now, are electric, 100%. So it's an electric platform which gives it a bunch of space inside. There's a card reader here, but that doesn't work in Australia. Absolutely massive wheels with Cadillac written on the brakes because I'm driving a Cadillac. But it's the strong front lines of this Cadillac LYRIQ that I really love. From the strong horizontal lines of the chrome look grille. The lights are actually these little crystals on the side. There's cameras all round, but not as many as in the opposition. And that's what I want to highlight about this car. It still has a little touch of ye olde worldy about it, and I like that a lot. It doesn't feel like I'm driving a laptop. It's got a full-length glass roof, and this sunroof actually opens, and it's got an electric cover inside. Then we get to the back. From the side, I reckon there's a touch of Jensen Interceptor about that. But the lights are huge, and they're multi-part. You can see the lens through the back of this complicated light array. You open the boot by pressing the bottom of the Cadillac symbol. The lights flash, up it goes, and there's tons of space back here. There's a luggage cover, 60-40 split seats, and little electric releases for the back seats so that you don't have to schlep over and release them manually. Under the floor, there's a space big enough for a couple of backpacks because, you know, you never know when you might want to go camping. It's got walk-away locking. There's a lot of changes coming by over-the-air update. And just there, you can't see it, but that little Cadillac symbol actually lights up, and that's on the back of the driver's instruments. Let's have a look in the back. You'll notice the handles have popped out. And look at this, that's a very luxurious interior. Getting in, still have to duck because overhead this is fairly low, despite the fact that this is an absolutely massive car. But with the front seat set for me, there is a massive amount of space for my knees. The center console has a couple of USBs, the obligatory zones of climate control, and some seat heating. So often the people in the back miss out, but not in a Cadillac. There's a feeling of light and space here because I've got the roof open fully for this. Now, for the week I've actually had this closed, but I thought I'd open it and give you a view of what it's like in here with the doors shut. Oh, this is very cozy. They've missed a trick. There could be a window shade here, but we've got a coat hook up the top and an AKG speaker, and this genuine fake artificial wood. Although it could be real wood, I'm not sure. And if you can't tell, then that's okay by me. This is one of the few Cadillacs where you really want to be the driver. No head-up display though. Oddly, the brake, which is not automatic, the parking brake is down here, and this beautifully customizable master screen. Hurrah, it's got wireless CarPlay. The controls here are beautifully easy to get at, and you can cycle through anything including CarPlay, charging, ambient lighting and so forth. You can also easily get to the one-pedal driving. Below that, air conditioning controls that aren't in the main screen. Hurrah! A central toggle, you can use the infotainment system with this if you like. You go into the controls and there's things like high beam, auto park assist. There's many ways to get to this screen, and you can both go in and out. The steering wheel buttons all make sense, and they're sort of touchy, feely feedback buttons on both sides, including one for steering wheel warming, and there's a start button. There are drive modes, It starts off in sport. There's tour, snow ice, and my mode, which I can set up to tailor the steering, brake feel, acceleration feel, and motor sound as I see fit. And then finally, there's the active mirror, which gives you a better view at the back by camera. There is a weird canned engine sound. I think it's to make dinosaurs feel like they're still relevant. Personally, I'd rather move off in complete silence. You can see we're moving along here at a brisk rate, but the Caddy is completely silent. These windows are double paned. The most important thing about the Cadillac is that it isn't always constantly binging at you. Unlike some of the cars we've had recently, they're like that drunk uncle at a party that just won't shut up. As I mentioned outside, one of our brethren gave this a very bad write-up because it doesn't drive like a Porsche. It's not intended to drive like a Porsche, it's intended to drive like a Cadillac. And when you turn up at that party, you can say, I'm in a Cadillac. With well over 300 kilowatts of power in this all-wheel drive, so dual motor EV, it's no slug either. But everything about the Cadillac LYRIQ feels easy and gentle, including the massage. I'd like that to be a bit more rambunctious, but Cadillac says no sir, you're going to have something gentle. Down below we've also got a tray, great place for your mobile phone when it's not in the cooled phone charger. How cool is that? It's a vertical one, which is rather unusual. It's got a couple of rubber fingers inside to make sure it's held against the charger. And then below this tray, there is a sunglasses case. So we're now at 100, actually let's get it up to 110, and then I just press set, and the Smart Cruise has set me to 110. You can press and hold the button and it will go back to the old style of non-assisted cruise control, but I like this. This car's got just the right amount of assistance. I can feel the steering wheel offering gentle amounts of guidance, and it doesn't like to change lanes unless you indicate first. Oh, that's the other thing I should have warned you about. The seat vibrates. Instead of alerting you with an audible sound, the seat vibrates. If it's a left alert, it'll vibrate in the left, same for the right, and if it's a general alert, the whole thing vibrates and give you a nice massage. The thing that Cadillac has absolutely right is the balance between assistance and intrusion. I don't feel that any of this is intruding on me. There's no annoying warnings. The sound system is wonderful. Everything works as it should. The startup screen is amazing. We're about to go into a tunnel, so let's see what it's like at night. You can see this looks very pretty at night. There's just a little bit of ambient lighting. It's not intrusive. The dash is softly lit. All the buttons are backlit, including the side buttons, which I think is really important. The Q Assist function is really responsive, and I'm not at all stressed about this absolutely horrific traffic snarl. So let's wrap it up and review the 2025 Cadillac LYRIQ. This is one of the most relaxing drives I've ever had. The ride is tuned to luxury. It's not shaking my bones apart. And again, compared to the BMW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz, there are a couple of other brands that offer an EV style SUV in this size and price bracket. But this is the nicest looking. It's properly luxurious. It has a large capacity battery. And I didn't mention that that will charge at 190 kilowatts. I know I say this a lot, and perhaps it's something I'm saying too much, but this is one of my favourite cars simply because it's aimed at people like me. It's not aimed at people that like to race around the track at 1,000,000 miles an hour, corner at warp 10 and pull up before you've even taken off. As always, hit like, leave a comment, and just over there to subscribe.